Hello there, Guyana. You've asked for it. It is finally here. The Wake Up Guyana Show with yours truly, Leonard Gildarie. Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Make your voices be heard. Call us, text us. Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5 FM. The Wake Up Guyana Show.
Let December 2020 be one to remember. Drive away with an Axio car from Predo Baby with 4 different options to win. Follow us on Facebook at Predo Baby South America. Predo Baby diaper is known for its premium quality and high absorbency level. It keeps your baby dry and comfortable with its stretchy waistband. Available in regular paste and pull-up pants style from newborn to stage 7. See press for details or contact us on 233-2473. Predo Baby, the diaper.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome once again to this Wake Up Guyana Show here. This edition of the Wake Up Guyana Show here on Kaieteur Radio 99.1, 99.5. We're coming to you live from our Saffron Street studio here in Charlestown. It's a beautiful day. I want to say welcome once again. It is the end of the week when it comes to Kaieteur Radio Wake Up Guyana Show. The show doesn't stop, of course, with our other programming, but let me tell you, it's always, I always look forward to the week when it starts, and when we come to the end of the week, it's as if I'm missing some part of myself. What I could tell you is that so many people would have been reaching out every single day, every hour of the day. I know somehow or the other they're finding my number and they're calling and they're complaining, they're raising, they're commenting, they're applauding, they're encouraging us as we go forward with the Wake Up Guyana show. They love what we're doing for them, and it's all because of you. You are the show. You are the people that have been given the voice, and we will continue to do that because that's our mandate here at the Kaieteur Radio, at the Kaieteur News also, making sure that people get the news that they deserve, that the news that is supposed to be there. So wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing today, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show here on Kaieteur Radio. We'll say a hello to all the people of Guyana, wherever you are in the different regions. The Berbice, Demerara, Esquivel, of course, overseas. So many people join us from different places all around the world, paying very close attention to the happenings of the United States there. Biden inches closer to the presidency. I think it's just a couple more seats for him to take control there of the presidency for that 270 mark. So we will continue to pay attention to that. It's not going to be any declaration anytime soon because the con continues in the courts. They are like Guyana, a number of court cases by the Trump administration asking for this and a number of other things. And so we are going to continue to bring you up to date as that comes. Ashley is back. A big drug haul, a traffic up beaten, and of course, let me see, accelerated funds. That's the alleged Ponzi scheme. Those people facing charges. Well, there are some developments on that. We will bring you as we go forward. So it is October the no sorry what am I saying? The traffic was a little heavy there, so I was a little late heading into the studio by a few minutes. I'm not sure where everybody's going. I'm not sure if it's because of the weekend that everybody's trying to get things done. Last day of the working day of the week, as far as public service is concerned. When it comes to the media, we continue working 24/7. November the 6th. So we moved to our favorite newspaper, our largest selling daily newspaper in Guyana here, the Kaieteur News. And this is what it says. These are what the news that you should be knowing, that you should be talking about, that should be inspiring you, that should be getting you angry. 3 doctors disciplined after children cancer patients' deaths. And you could recall this big case, a number of patients, children died after some injections were given to them. While the doctors, some of them have been let go from the hospital. So it's good when you see doctors are being sanctioned. And this brings to mind my case with a private hospital in which a doctor, the hospital refuses to issue an apology. And I'm not finished with that as yet. We are going to come back to that. 3 other oil blocks to keep your eyes on. CGX submit plans to relinquish 25% of the quarantine, Demerara, and Burbis oil blocks, says Energy Department. Seasonal obstacles renewing license. So this company here doing very little work. Have been holding on to this block, and you know the blocks, oil blocks of Guyana now, suddenly astronomically has risen in terms of value. What are you holding on to these blocks for? And now they're saying we're giving back the 25% as part of our agreement with the government, as part of the arrangements. But guess what? We are confident that the government is going to give us, renewing our license. What makes you so confident? Do you have an insider thing going on with the government? Well, this is what the government, this is what one company, a CGX company, has been there, was supposed to drill a number of wells, did not do that. So they failed in a number of ways, and now they're saying, we're very confident that the government is going to renew our license. You know, I'm getting angry when every time I hear or see things like this, because when I hear people complain every day about, things not happening, that things are hard, I realize that we could really do very well for people in Guyana, for them to uplift themselves. If we could be able to see that there's money there's money in our resources, but it seems as if a couple of people are jerking our strings around. No case submission to Gary Best dangerous driving to be rolled on December the 3rd. You call this former advisor to the coalition government, former Army Chief Gary Best, hit a cyclist down on the east coast of Demerara, and now he's facing the dangerous driving charges in the court. And so they're supposed, his lawyer says there's not enough evidence, and so the court is to rule on that, and we'll see where that goes. Ex-cop gets 14 years for killing GGMC officer, security guard. This was a very shocking case, and I'm going to tell you about another case that came out this morning. It's strange that this one here happened. This guy stand up in the middle of the road, or a couple of people stand up in the middle of the road, this GGMC officer going to work, and he had an AK or a heavy gun in his hands, and in the middle of the road shoot at this car belonging to this GGMC guy. And this GGMC mines officer died, and he's now before the court. The same man is also being accused, or he was charged with a brazen robbery at Sterling Products, and a security guard died there. It's a big gang. So here it is. It's a former ex-cop. It's a very shocking case in which our cop could have gone bad, cop gone rogue, and he has been jailed for 14 years. Well, I say good riddance. You have been found guilty. There's no excuse for you to do that. You're not a bad man standing in the middle of the road. You're right where you are. Pensioner charged with engaging in sexual activity in child. What do we say here? Deportee found guilty of Perica fuel dealer murder. Guyana deserves detailed explanation for $9 billion Payara capital cost. So somebody, you ask a contractor to build your house, and you say submit a bill, and the man tells you it's $100 million, it's $100 million to build this house, Gildarie. Would you accept that? What does that make you? So somebody gives you a $9 billion bill for this thing here when all the other two, $3 billion, $6 billion. Now you gone to $9 billion. What's wrong with these people? They call them figures just like that. So you're looking at these stories here. Should be angry. What are you doing? And you fighting for $25,000? Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up again. What are you doing? So we go there. Let's go quickly through the newspaper. I want to open these lines. I want to talk to you people today. Uh, Regions producers complain about increasing amounts of imported sugar. A number of countries within the region have been bringing in sugar, but we have sugar right here. So the region's sugar companies like Gaisuco and Jamaica and so on came together, and they are complaining about CARICOM, because if you bring sugar into the region, CARICOM slap a tax into it. It means that if you import sugar, when sugar is here, it is a mechanism that was put there to protect our producers. And yet we're bringing in sugar. Why are you bringing in sugar? We have sugar here. So they're complaining that the CARICOM is very ineffective with monitoring this, and they're raising complaints, and they want the situation to be taken into discussion mode and for us to take action. This is a CARICOM level. We have a CARICOM headquarters here. We're paying them big time money. What is it that you're doing to protect our people? Don't let us be a talk shop about what you're going to do and so on. Get it right. No case submission for Gary Bestwell. I can remember that one there. This is another one. Tractor crushes man's head at Barometer, and this is said to be. I think it's a Brazilian driving, Brazilian on the tractor. Tractor toppled, and of course Ashley Singh appointed Finance Minister Ramsatan calls moves troubling, and that's an interesting case. Well, Ashley Singh was the former finance minister leading up to 2015, would have been there for, I think, about 2 terms. They brought him back, and the opposition, obviously, well, not obviously, opposition not happy there. Belgium track seizes 11.5 tons of coke from Guyana. This coke here, it's one of the biggest overseas find for Belgium there. And what they're saying that this cocaine here, they were tracking it from Guyana after busting a big gang up in Belgium. It's a European country there. And what they're saying that this gang here was led by a former drug chief, former anti-narcotics chief. He formed a gang and they decided to start shipping drugs from all over the place. And this particular one, they busted this gang early this year, and they were tracking this shipment with lead from Guyana. It raises so much alarm because this is not an easy thing. This is almost $1 billion Guyana dollars. $1 billion US dollars. Do you know what's $1 billion US dollars? You're talking about that bill that was the cost for them Isle Falls. So they took this from Guyana. It left in a container or a shipment of scrap iron here. And it went over there. When they track it, because it went to a jurisdiction which was a high-risk jurisdiction, Guyana authorities apparently told the Belgium authorities there, please conduct a 100% check on this container. When they opened it, it was a container within a container, and when it was opened, scrap iron was parts of it, but inside they found the drugs, 11.5 tons. That's a lot of tons here. They arrested some people yesterday, the shipper, but then they received some other information, and they're searching for some others right now as we speak. It's a big case that's involving the Drug Enforcement Administration of the U.S. as well as other administration in Belgium and so on. So we are going to continue to pay attention to that particular case. Paulson didn't predict Trump's 2016 victory due to failure to account for uneducated voter, coming from a local reporter there. And of course, today we will be hearing that Ralph Gonzalez wins the 5th straight term in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You can recall that he was under severe stress here. Well, after he came out and he talked about our elections leading up, the 2020 elections, and put in his mouth, and the opposition, the now opposition, would have criticized him. What are you doing here? And you shouldn't be opening your mouth. Well, this man here has gotten another, the 5th term. That shows how popular he is. for you to consistently win, it says a lot. So very quickly, that's a Kaieteur newspaper. Pick up a copy here today. You could read us online, Kaieteur News online as well. We are headed straight into. Let us read a couple of things that you should be interested in. Well, a couple days back, you would have seen the arrest and the start of the prosecution against two persons, Cuban national Yuri Garcia Dominguez. I'm going to tell you a little about that in a very short while. But this is what the police says today with regards to an incident that occurred. This is the 5th. This is yesterday at about 17 hours. And the police investigated an incident which occurred yesterday at 1700 hours at 5 o'clock, where Police Constable Giles, who was performing duties at Cornell and Hatfield Street, this would be around, this Cornell Hatfield. This would be around by the by Sylvie's building there, and the Ashman's building, yes. And he observed a motor car PSS 5836, heavily tinted, came to a full stop on the road and in the process interrupted the free flow of traffic. As a result, the rank approached the driver and told him of the offense committed and asked him to produce the documents, which he refused. Consequently, Constable Cummins, a motorcyclist who was in the vicinity, went to Constable Giles' assistance and asked the driver to produce his documents, to which he again refused. Following the second refusal, Constable Cummins cautioned the driver and arrested him. And in the process effecting the arrest, the driver assaulted him. Shocking. At this time, the other two occupants in the vehicle joined in and proceeded both to assault both ranks. However, assistance was summoned by the network and they were all arrested and taken to the Brigham police station, where the driver gave his name as Kevin Joseph as 181 to Wizrock housing scheme and stated he was staff sergeant, Guyana People's Militia, but did not produce any documents. A breathalyzer test performed found that he was 140% and 100% BAC. And the other occupants were also tested. The results are Albert Grant, 165, and Paulette Grant, 80% and 80%, all above the prescribed limit of 35%. So this is very shocking. We seem to be beating police officers now. Yes, a lot of people would say, yes, there's a lot of things that police officers do. When we start beating the cops and beating anybody that we feel like, we headed downhill, and that's not something that we should be tolerating. Let me see what else is happening. This is another shocking case. I did tell you about the shooting of a GGMC officer, and we know that mines officer, a number of them are very corrupt. But let me tell you about another one here now. Police are investigating shooting incident committed on Jax Foster, age 44, a company secretary employed by the GGMC. This is the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission. This happened at Montrose, East Coast, Demerara, about 700 hours, 1900 hours, this night, 7 o'clock last evening, by an identifiable male of African descent. Are we still doing this? Who was armed with a handgun, which occurred at Broad Street, Montrose. Investigation revealed that the victim left his office at GGMC on Brigham in his motor vehicle for his residence. As the vehicle reached Montrose, he turned north into the Broad Street, Montrose. At the same time, he noticed a male, that is the same male they described, standing about 15 feet away, facing east, and appears to be urinating. As he drove past, the suspect turned. This is the GGMC official. The suspect turned and pointed a handgun at him and discharged a round, hitting the GGMC on his right hand, and in the process shattering the front the front door glass. The victim pulled out his licensed firearm and discharged 2 rounds at the suspect and drove home, where he was subsequently escorted to the Woodlands Hospital by his wife and treated by a doctor who took out the wirehead. So he was shot there. Then, of course, so that in its essence is what was it. So we go very quickly. We have to read this one here let me see what it says here. This is the statement that was issued by Accelerated, that company. I'm going to bring it up in a very short while, and we're going to tell you what is it that they would have been saying there. They issued a statement how they're paying the people of Guyana. Forgive me, the internet seems to be doing a couple of things today, which is not that very good. Um, Bear with me. Okay, good. We have it here now. Um, this is coming from Accelerated company there. This is a company that is owned by the Cuban guy that was alleged to have been running a Ponzi scheme. He appeared in court, was placed on bail, $30 million bail according to the authorities, facing several charges almost. He and his wife, Atika Ishmael, more than 70 charges. And they are saying, please be advised, that the Accelerated Capital Firm Inc., ACF, has recently completed reorganizing its database. The company needs to take its time to process all pending contracts, check the authenticity of such, and structure the distribution of the payments to clients. The structure of the payments will first be to clients who never received any payments, then second to persons who only collected one payment, and following this trend until all payments are made. The process will commence as soon as funds are cleared by the bank, which is expected to be during the course of next week. And all payments will be made via check, as the company cannot facilitate cash or any other innovative methods of payment. Any other innovative methods of payment at this time. All clients will be contacted by the respective agents, marketers of our support team to schedule a date when the payment will be available to ensure that the process is done in an organized manner. Based on the number of clients, the process is expected to take 4 weeks. Priority will be given to the hospitalized, sick, and relatives of the client who recently passed away. The location of the payment will be given by your respective agents, marketers, and will follow the strict guidelines above. Payments will not be made to the person who are not scheduled. It was brought to the attention of the company that most of the contracts previously submitted have not been signed by the investors or marketers. It's compulsory that the contracts are signed by the parties. In that way, the company will be able to confirm how authentic the agreements are, and that the funds were handled by our agents and investors. If contracts presented are not signed, payments will not be made. As such, it's important that all marketers, agents ensure that this is done. And so this is what they're saying. So it drags on. This case here drags on, and people have been very worried. 17,000 persons said to be affected by that. I'm not sure why we continued. In Trinidad, there seems to be a number of cases similar. I'm not saying that this is indeed the case. The principals are insisting it's a legit case in which they were dealing on the world markets with regards to trading in foreign currency, and they were making a good killing. The problem is, I'm not sure why they never advertised it, so the whole of Guyana could have known. I wanted to throw my money into it, and so when people were caught, where is the money? The investigators said they couldn't find any money. Now they're saying that the money is locked in some kind of suspension account that has to do with bitcoins and so on. So it's 127. It's November the 6th, 2020. We should be hearing some Christmas songs. Have you been hearing any Christmas songs, my friend? No, he hasn't been hearing any Christmas songs, and I'm not sure why he's not hearing any Christmas songs. But at the same time, I want to say good day to everybody who've been tuned in to us here. And we will be opening the lines in a very short while. I think it is headed on to that time for when we will be taking a break. Let me tell you how we're going to be doing it today. As always, you will be sending your text to 6222222. I know a number of persons would have been calling. Can't be taking all those calls all the time. My number has been ringing out non-stop. I know people got all kinds of problems from from all kinds of things that's happening with them. I'm trying to facilitate it here as much as possible, but the calls have been many thousands of calls actually been getting the last couple months here, and can't really think. So let's try to facilitate it here, and we go down and we try to help in as much as possible. 6222222. Send those messages to that, and of course 2267453. You could call us on that just a little after 1:30 there. In the meantime, let me tell you, it is the CARICOM insurance time. And it's if you want a better value for better protection, get your ship and cargo covered with us today. CARICOM General Insurance Company Inc. at 121 Regent and Arnock Streets. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. Telephone 225-1787 or 269-0020. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, do we take a break or do we continue? So we are going to continue here right now. Do we have a caller online right now? Yes. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Hi, brother. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good. I send the bill, the grocery bill to you. I don't know if you get it concerning the VAT.
I'm going to ask you to do it right back now. Let me have a look at it. We're receiving so much. If I show you the phone right now, it's like thousands of actually, hundreds
Okay.
of texts. So let's go right ahead. And if you could do that right away for me. And the 62222, let me have a look at it, why they're doing that. Because somebody asked me also about school fees, private school fees, whether you should be charging VAT. You're not supposed to be charging VAT on that. People are charging VAT on that, and I think even my uncle was asking me about that. No, you can't charge VAT. Since 2018 January, they took away the VAT from that. You can't charge VAT on school fees. Send that to me, ma'am, and I'm going to take it from here.
Okay, and next thing. Even on the quencher, the 2-liter quencher, you have to pay VAT. That is a local drink making a DDL.
Uh-huh.
I take off the bill. You're going to see which and which is VAT. I have to pay. And next thing, I'm living in Horstelling. And all the squatters on the seawall, everybody see, including the chairman of the NDC, everybody see when these people are building their shack there. Why in the first instance they don't put them out?
Well, I don't know why is it that we didn't take any action. You know, they say a stitch in time saves 9. It means if you had addressed these matters early. Unfortunately, it's going to be a nightmare, I'm going to tell you, because they would have to find lands now. You can't put out the people just like that and not find places. It's going to cost us.
The same goes to the residents here. If they make a big shed or if they carry them the front of the house till to the fence, they wait till these people and finish do this erection and then they come in and tell them, no, you cannot do it.
Well, you know, the thing is, the thing that I have is that if you're going according to the regulations and the law, if I want to build something in my yard, the rights I have, I'm obligated to apply and have it okay. You can't do that. So there's no, if you're asking me why the NDC is coming or whoever is coming, you should not be building in the first place. That's the first thing I'm going to say to you. If you're asking also why the NDC did not act when those people were building, I agree with you on that one there. They should have been taking actions, and then especially Grove, Little Diamond, NDC, and all those people there, they lapsed in that. We really dropped the ball here.
Okay, brother.
Thank you very much. Send that thing to me, right?
You're doing.
Thank you very much. So this is it. When you have, and we've been talking about this ad nauseum over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of months. If you don't take actions on certain things, it's like a little sore. It's gonna fester, and eventually it's gonna probably turn into something else if you don't treat it in the right manner. Especially if you have diabetes or something, you're diabetic case, and you know you can't heal as fast as a normal person would do. It's like that. If you see something and you're the authorities and you don't take actions, like what happened there are literally hundreds between. I think it is Horstelling and Grove. And the only reason why the squatting hasn't continued on the other places is because it's private property. If you go to Providence, all those places have been taken up already there, either by fuel companies, by like Sol and so on. I think Georgetown Seafood, MacHorp, and you go down and go down. I'm surprised they haven't reached the other parts of Providence beyond that area there. I think there's one too. But eventually it's going to happen. And when that happens, there's going to be a cost to the government to remove it. So very quickly, we are going to be headed into our messages at the moment. I want to say thank you very much I see a couple here. Hi, Leonard. Good day. Do you think that it's fair for the Tushao and Bethany? It is fair for the Tushao and Bethany village to be living on the road when people have problems. She's not wrong. She have her favorite people land in the community, and for the food, poorhouse. Well, let me tell you this. I've been receiving a number of questions and calls and so on. Enmore is one of the hot area. Let me tell you how we can be doing it as we go forward. I want you guys to understand that there's a number of ministries that look after, and if you don't do it, we raise it here. This morning, I did receive a call from the NDC chair at Enmore there, and he believes that it's unfair. He said he couldn't get through to defend himself. We could talk about the issues, but we got to be very careful when we attacking people personally and things like that, and they don't have a chance to defend themselves. In this particular case here, in Bethany here, there is a Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, and these matters has to be raised. I'm trying to enlighten you what are some of the things. If you believe that this Tushao is connected, maybe there's a letter to the editor that could be written, so the person could probably have you could have it emailed, but that person could have an opportunity to respond to the newspaper with some of the allegations being, because I'm reading these things live, and what we basically question is the authority of these people. Yes, that's fair. It's fair comment, but let's give them the opportunity. And I'm also saying to you, let us start raising these issues with the relevant authorities. And when you know that you have raised it and they have not done anything, we could have another discussion here on the radio, because this is your voice. It's a Wake Up Guyana show here, and we want to ensure that you have that opportunity to do that. So very quickly, okay, the person sent it. I'm going to have to send this over to myself. I'm going to have a look at it. I don't want to read it yet, but I'm going to have a look at it, read it, and make some comments about this here. But let me see some others. Ms. Gildarie, good afternoon. This minibus here always driving reckless on the road. The minibus, the driver and the conductor always got a Guinness drinking, and nobody don't have a mask on the bus. The bus is always overcrowded, and loud music always playing. I live at Providence, and every day I see the bus, and it's the same thing. All right, so let me see what's the bus number. It's BXX8717. BXX8717. It looks like carnival time, because the bus seems to be adorned. I can remember one time the police was pulling buses over and says that you can't be dressing these buses in a particular way. Traffic copy over to you. So I'm going to be sending this in a very short while to the traffic cop and see what it says. We did get a GRA indicating that they are going to be with us next week. We can't get anybody else this week because they said it's a busy week. People all over the place. We are going to continue to raise them. Kaieteur News, let me see what they're saying here. Hello to you too. And so we go back to the lines. 2267453. Yes, good afternoon, caller. You on the air. Go right ahead. Hello. I think we would have lost that call there. Thank you very much. If you're joining us, please turn your radio down, as well as ensure get ready so we could be able to talk. A lot of folks are trying to. Okay, can you highlight and put it in the newspaper? And this is they're saying why Courtney Ben didn't pay his staff for 6 months, heading into 7 months now. So I am gonna. Okay, Courtney Ben not paying the staff 6 to 7 months now. All right, we're going to look into that in a very short while. Thank you very much for that. Hi, Leonard. Why don't you understand that Joe Biden is the election rigger, not a winner? 236,000 instead of 217,000 for APNU FC Guyana election results 2020. It's interesting. Let's see where that goes there. 2267453. Do we have another caller on the line? Yes. Good afternoon, caller. You're here. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Good afternoon. You're on the air right now. Could you turn your radio down, please?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Leonard.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, I calling from that is the working of the East Coast BV, right? You get village in plant, you want to cut it back down here, right?
Uh-huh.
So, normally, I need to listen to your program, right? For longest while, but the past 8 days now, right? We ain't getting no water the back here. The GWI sending the bill, you're paying them, we're doing everything for the past 8, and again, the whole resident from BV Mainwood coming to the back down of the scheme, we ain't getting no water source. I mean, you know what? What really going on?
I'm going to send this right away to the Minister of Housing. Um, okay. I'm going to send this to the Minister of Housing and Water right now so they could be able to handle this. Thank you very much for that.
I'm trying to get on to your still election time. I always tune this program every day. On work, as a taxi driver. When they're at work, anywhere tune it because it's a very good program, but I would like to see some assistance concerned with this water because it's been 8 days now.
All right. I'm sending this. How many days you said?
8 days, guy, not tonight. Probably 9 days.
All right. I'm sending this as we speak here right now to the Minister. No water for 8 days. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, good. Bye-bye. So I want to say no water for 8 days. For 8 days. Okay, send that off. I send that off to the minister there. I hope that he would be able to. I know that normally they would look at it. So let me tell you what is happening. All right. So there's a situation when you're talking about service in Guyana. GT&T received a complaint yesterday that my telephone wire is hanging very, very low out on the road. There's after a truck that seems to have had an issue that had a big thing on top of it, passed and they pulled it down. So I started with GT&T yesterday. I told them 1 day later, this morning again, I told them that the line is still hanging there. I don't see GT&T. I did receive a message just now that GT&T called home and they asked me what's the problem. When I finished, I asked whether they could come. The man said he don't know and they cut off the phone. That is, I mean, if they're treating us like that, I'm not saying that we should be given special treatment. It leaves you wondering what kind of treatment that these companies, imagine GWI, GPL, GT&T, and all these companies that are out there. I'm not sure what is it that they believe customer service is. Why is it that they believe that the people of Guyana should be subjected to something like this? They really take the eyes and pass the people of Guyana. They really, really do it. I can't. I mean, I don't understand. I tell them that this thing is a thing. Somebody's going to pass, they're going to pull it down, and they're going to jerk it out of the house, and they're going to damage my house, and it's going to be a different story at that point in time. But that goes to show you, it just goes to show you that people are really, really suffering when they pick up the phone and they call. The companies don't care. All they care about is collecting their money, and if you pay 1 day late or something, they cut you off. GT&T not good enough. You need to improve, and when people say that it's emergency in nature, I don't care what it is. It's emergency in nature. You have to take that. Take that to the bank. You need to up your game or get out of the business. As simple as that. What you're doing there, in essence, yes, you take a couple of days. You can't just at a beck and call, just turn up at somebody there. But if the action that needs to be taken is emergency in its nature, then you need to act. It's simple as that. Why is it that you don't act? Because you're cutting corners with the amount of contractors that you have. You have to have a core team of contractors who's there or workers who are there to move right away if there's something that needs to be done. You can't just say, well, we're going to schedule you or we're going to escalate you. You know what the normal man in the street, if you ask them what's escalation, they don't know what's escalation. Escalation for them means that, we're going to speed this up. That's all it means. Speed it up in what way? A day, 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 weeks? I'm not sure. So as of now, the line is hanging there. I'm going to keep you guys posted because we're beautiful people in this country and we need to be treated as such. However, it looks as if we are to be treated as if we're third-class citizen right within our country. And guess who has more rights in this country than us? Some investors coming into this country, they get duty-free concessions, they get concessions galore, and when you ask for a duty-free concession or whatever it is, no, you're not entitled to that. Our local companies are asking that. You're not entitled to that. Do I have a right to open my mouth and talk about it? Does the citizen have a right to open their mouth and talk about it? When we talk, it's a bad thing. We're the worst people in the entire place. Kaieteur News, throw it through the window. It's a dog. The previous administration said that. That's what they used to say. A couple of them, they used to say it, because we were talking about the elections, this is the worst thing that happened. Let me make it very clear to you. Kaieteur News, Kaieteur Radio don't have a constituency in this country. We don't subscribe to any political party, and that is the way it is going to continue as far as I'm concerned. That is what Leonard said to me, and that's what I'm saying to you. So have a very good day. It's 226-7453. We want you guys to continue calling us. Do we have a call in line? Good afternoon, caller. We in the air? Or let me see. I think we take a short break now. When we come back, we're going to go straight into those calls. So stand by.
I'm Vindhyavasini Prasad, Minister of Human Services and Social Security. I'm a passionate believer in creating opportunities for the vulnerable and persons who are in dire need of providing for their families. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security has been inundated with requests from people for jobs, help, and support. I know COVID-19 has made your lives difficult and you're struggling to make ends meet. We want to help. If you know how to sew, you can earn from every mask that you make and package. All you need is a sewing machine and fabric. Join the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's Garment and Accessories Cottage Initiative and make thousands of masks to supply various entities. Simply fill out an application which is available on our ministry's website, or uplift an application from any of the ministries or Regional Democratic Council offices countrywide. For more information, contact Himwanti Lagan on 672-1653 or via email hlagan136@gmail.com.
So thank you very much and welcome back to the Wake Up Guyana show. It is that kind of day which you become very angry thinking about the kind of services that we get in Guyana. I'm all worked up about it because when you experience, they say the old people will tell you when you experience it and you know it and you feel it, then you could talk about it. And I could tell you that I've had experiences. And so when we all sit here and we listen to some of the complaints that our people have been passing on to us, it's not something that we should take very lightly. And in fact, I think my boss would always say, if you have an AK in your hands, and we do happen to have the media here, and somebody has a knife, and they give you a 6 for 9, you should use that medium to uplift people's lives. I mean, the analogy is very, very crude in that sense, but I think you get the idea. That we're not going to stop, that everything that comes to the right of the people of Guyana, we will continue. There was a time when Gildarie was very conservative, very quiet. I don't like to mash on people, and I'm going to be very diplomatic in the way. I'm going to be very careful. But it comes to a point where you decide that enough is enough, that the talks, the kind of talks that we are having, it is not working, and that we need to have a different kind of talks with you, that we should be able to send the message very, very clear. Let's open our mouths, talk a little louder, so you could understand what is it that we're saying. You should understand our message to you, and you should understand that you have to deliver. Change your ways. Change your ways. 226-7453. Good afternoon, caller on the air. Do we have that? No, we don't happen to have any call right now. In the meantime, let's go straight on to the lines here. The best person on radio right now, you talk like a champ. Keep it up, LG. I'm not sure. This is Mike James. Mike, how are you doing? We have a very good friend here from Church Street. Always been inviting me. I never found the chance to do it, but I'm going to come there sometime, Mike. Just bear with me a little. It's been a lot of work right now at Kaieteur, both at the radio and at the newspaper here. We have our job cut out. We have to do it. It's not so much about the money. Yes, you need money to live. But when you have a mandate, when you have a responsibility to the people, sometimes that takes precedence as well, because at the end of the day, what is at the end of the road that you're looking at? Good afternoon, sir. I want you to inform you that we're not getting no water from GWI at in Luziknan East Coast, Luziknan as well. So I'm going to send it Luziknan East Coast. Let me send it Luziknan also. Luziknan East Coast Demerara also. So I did send that to Minister Colin Crowell. Let us see. 226-7453. Do we have a caller online? Yes. Good afternoon, caller. Okay, make sure that you guys are ready to come on board as soon as we ready to take those calls. 226-7453 or 622-222. You send those messages to those numbers. What is happening to our people? Are they out shopping today? It seems as if everybody is sleeping. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Could you lower your volume on your radio, please?
Yeah. Hello, good
Yes.
afternoon.
Good
I have
afternoon.
a issue.
Yes.
Since in 2015, I uplift my land the 4th of February. And
We mean you uplift the land.
I get a piece of land in Zeeburg from the West Coast
Yes.
in Region 3. And I pay out in
Hello? Is the credit done?
216.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Pay out in 216 and I'm now. And I'm next 4 months are going to expire. I would like to have my title through the COVID.
All right. When last you spoke to CHMPA?
The minister was in Region 3 last Friday ago, and I spoke to him, and he said he will give me a call, let the girls and give me a call, and he never called me.
No, well, you see, the minister can't call you, but what you got to do, do you have any number for them or anything?
No.
Here, 62222. You have anybody home there who have WhatsApp or anything could probably send us a copy of what you would have paid?
Okay, I will send it.
If you send it to me, if you send it to the 6222222, I'm going to send it on to him and ask him to please give it his attention. Could that work for you? All right? I think she would have gone there. So it's 226-7453. Send those messages to 6222222. We want to hear from you today. You tuned in to the Wake Up Guyana show here on Kaieteur Radio. It's just about 1:50 p.m. in the afternoon. It's a little humid in the office here. I'm not sure. Did you take off the AC? I'm not sure why you would take off the AC. Place is hot. We working here, we working. So I like to torment my good guys down at the office here. Okay. So what are some of the big things? Do we have a caller in line there? Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I call in concern this Ponard Road what BK International make.
That
Right.
road there, yes, that leads into Parfait and so on and so forth. I know that road by
Yeah.
good fortune.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we got some people build some stand there.
Stan?
They playing, some stand. Some of them live in there. Right?
This is right along the roadway there?
Yes. Now, that piece of place is the way the excavator have to walk for dig the silence for train good fortune scheme. But these people want to move, they want to know what the region doing there.
What about the NDC?
Yeah, but that was in the NDC.
Who is the NDC? Which NDC is in charge of that area?
The one that breeding up.
That is the Margaret or something like that?
Yeah.
Is there any way you could raise this issue with them?
Well, when you go for reach the minister, you can't reach them. They always putting you off.
Okay, Margaret let me see if I could get onto them and see Margaret I think it is on the west bank of Demerara there. Schoonard, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them a
Sure.
call and see about that.
Yeah. Don't please don't cut me off.
No. Go right ahead. I won't cut you off, man. You know I do that. I don't do that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I live in that good fortune squatting area.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a particular street. That Canard Street, another street is second street, right? Every time the rain fall, 2 hours, the whole street underwater. Now, you got a guy living in the second house in the street. He blocked the drain with sand, so the place can't drain. They make a lot of reports for it, but nobody does nothing but it.
Uh-huh.
Yes, this is my contribution for the day.
Thank you very much, my brother. So I am gonna, these things happen. Neighbors and things like that, they don't really care. They have more important things to do. You just got to continue with it. I'm gonna talk to the Margaret NDC and see whether they can't look after that thing there.
Right. Yeah, because I'm glad because with this city and the place flooded, you're gonna get filaria sickness,
Yes.
dengue fever, malaria. As a bushman, I can tell you about them. I see you get a little stagnant water, sir. Is malaria mosquito. the seriousness of this place, but people ain't doing nothing to it. The NDC ain't doing nothing to good fortune squatting, yeah?
Thank you very much for that. I hear what you say, and I'm going to try to raise those issues.
I'm glad you could do this, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So I did receive a text message here in a very short while. I'm not sure whether GT&T is listening, but the folks are down by my house to fix that wire there. So it looks as if you got to light some fire, hold the feet to the fire, so to speak, for you to get something. But the question that bothers me, how many more persons across this nation don't happen to have that kind of resistance that they would put up to our utility companies, like the way that we could probably put it up. But I hope that they're paying attention and understand there's a growing anger from the people when it comes to the level, the poor quality of service that we have been offered by the utilities company in Guyana. You got to lift your game. Do not, when you're talking, why is it that you have a newspaper man or somebody here, or you'd have to have a radio taking the duty of the regulators of what should have been something, if you're in New York or so and you see the kind of complaints that there's even drop boxes, that these people engage you, they don't want to hear. People get sent off the job just for talking to somebody wrong. In Guyana, you have people talking to people like when, they're doing you a favor by providing that service. It's not the other way around. That's because we don't have another company like GPL that we turn to, or, well, there's another company out to give you internet other than GT&T, and eventually there's going to be more. But what we do happen to have right now is a bunch of people who take the eyes and pass Guyana, and I ain't going to put it in no other better words than that. 2267453. Do we have a caller on line? Good afternoon, caller, you're here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, how are you doing?
I'm okay. The NDC for that area is Klein Port, join NDC in Phoenix Park.
Klein Port Ryan.
Yeah, best Klein and Port, join NDC in Phoenix Park. And indeed, that is one of the NDCs that does nothing other than talk all day. They don't go and do anything anywhere.
Now let's see if he could light some fire under them.
Yeah, I just like it, but I'm not there because of work. I don't be there, but they don't do their job. That's one of the NDCs my favorite. I'm from over there, so I know what they don't do.
Port Ryan Klein, what are you doing over there, sir?
Yeah. Coming back to the services, one of the things that I do not understand, I don't be there. I don't know how governments approach, our governments in Guyana, approach these people when they come into this country. If they approach them, like if it's God coming and grant them all these concessions that don't hold their feet to the fire or something, because they get so many concessions and the services that they provide are so very poor. Secondly, the regulators for Guyana, GPL, GT&T really is a waste of time in my book. It takes, you go to them, then they have to call the company, then they have an investigation. If they didn't do anything, it's a hearing. It takes 6 months to 8 months. Any company would enjoy such a service, any such a regulation service, because they don't have to do anything right away, because there's nobody holding their feet to the fire and saying, look, you have to do it now, because the regulators have no power to do that. The government does nothing about it, and those three services do a very poor job in this country. GPL gives you no explanation. Guyana does what it wants. For instance, we're talking about Guyana. I think Mr. Granger said that this is we're going to make Guyana a green country. One of the first things that they could have done is all of Guyana pumps, put some of those solar systems there, so whether they get blocked or not, water can pump into the line. But we are not thinking, we're talking nice. When it comes to election time, we have a whole host of plans. But when it comes to the reality, we are not doing that. And so why would GT&T respect us? Why would any company come in here respect us? Because we do not respect our own people, because everybody can see that they lie to the people. So what the services do? The same thing.
I pass.
Yeah, if our politicians I pass us,
yes.
What would any other company come here and do? For instance, I have not heard ExxonMobil said anything to Guyana, answer anything that Kaieteur News put. Now, if I had look at the lands that were given away, and some of these people gave it back because it was a bad deal when this government came in. If I was ExxonMobil, I would have wanted me to the table and said, well, listen, these are the people that we bought this, Hess and Exxon and them bought the Kaieteur block. No, they haven't answered, because why? They don't have to answer. They don't care. And they know that they're robbing us. and we know that they're robbing us, and they don't have the face to come and at least lie to us. But they're going to put a commercial all over here. You go on Facebook, you go on YouTube, they come up showing you what they're doing for Guyana. What they're doing for Guyana, taking out the aisle. Thank you very much. I'll listen to your comments.
Thank you very much, dear. I will tell you, you talk, the gentleman is always on the point. We did talk about concessions, and let me tell you, the airport contractor, China Harbor, yes, China Harbor Engineering Company, so many things that was wrong with that airport, that is so wrong with that airport, that it just gets me very, very upset thinking about the way that we've been treated. A company came in here, told the government, I could build this airport for you because China has this money. So Guyana accepted it, and this company started building this airport. Somewhere along the line, something went wrong. We accepted a different airport. This company was given billions of dollars in concessions. Concessions means if the stuff comes into the country, whether it's glass, whether it's cement, whether it's steel, whether it's vehicles, whether it's trucks, you don't have to pay no taxes. It's duty-free there. It is tax-free. So to bring it into the country, you know, you want to hear some of the wires went up. They were selling the wires. I bring you to another scenario that came up. They were selling the wires. They were actually competing against some of the hardware stores. There was another company here, Bai Shanling. You remember that name? Bai Shanling was given so many things with the forest and so on. They started selling the steel that they brought into Guyana to other companies who made doing construction. They became a hardware supplier. And many stores down Regent Street were being supplied by them too. I can tell you for a fact because we did investigations on it. And so when you see these things happening, and then our local people got to be there. Is it wrong that we're talking that we're not having a local level playing field, that we have our local hardware store would have to pay the taxes, and by so doing, we are paying the taxes also. Because when they give us the price would include the taxes. So why, when you compete, how are you going to compete if you're a hardware store against these people here when you go down Regent Street with all the Chinese stores and so on? Somebody is going to say, yes, you're taking advantage because they're investors here. But we could blame them too, and we could also blame the regulators. What's happening, customs? You guys need to beef up your arm because your law enforcement part there. Because when these people come and they're doing things like that, let me do a spot check on a couple of places. We've been hearing about it. We've been writing it in the newspaper. Guess what? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody takes action, and the story is swept. 7 days later, Guyana forgets. Guyana remembers right now there's a big drug bust. But nobody cares about the revenue that you're supposed to be getting, that you've been losing, but from the oil blocks and things like that, from your oil revenues. Nobody cares about that. So you and I could talk about it from now to tomorrow morning when it comes to benefits to the people of Guyana and how the benefits are supposed to be flowing to them. It goes on and on. Every day, I can guarantee you Gildarie is going to be here on the radio, and Kaieteur News is going to be on the radio for the next 6 months. Probably not going to change. But we do happen to have a new president in place now, and I know that there's a new finance minister. And it's definitely seeing what I'm seeing here. It just cannot be that we're going about the same business the same way. These are things that we hear to wake you up, to wake up Guyana right now. So talking about wake up Guyana, we are going to be headed to a insurance time right now. And it's if you want a better value for better protection, get your ship and cargo covered with us today. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc. at 121 Regent and Arnock Street to better serve you. You can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. Telephone 225-1787 or 269-0020. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc. So we are going to continue. 226-7453. Do you have a call online? Yes. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Yes, good afternoon.
What the guy was talking about, Guyanese people being really robbed. You know, when Guyanese go in the white man country, they call Guyanese people harsh. They're strong, they could work. And still, they have to call these people in this country, and we have to respect them. That is real nonsense. We can do them, no matter we don't have education, but we have a lot of experience. I could tell you.
But hold on. You see the fundamental thing here, caller? It's very, very simple. Understand this is your house. Understand this is your plantation, your farm. You would be welcoming anybody that comes into it with an open arm. But guess what? The deal has to be right.
Right.
The deal has to be good.
That's what we want.
This all we asking for?
Our deal is not good. Then you see, I will tell you something. Today, this morning, I got a phone call. I went and received the call to say I enter into a competition and win 10,000 US.
Oh God, I hope you give me some of that.
And
you didn't send anybody any money or anything?
no, let me go to Superbet.
Uh-huh.
If we got a Superbet around me.
Uh-huh.
So I call my grandson. The person wants $10,000 Digicel
Uh-huh.
card.
Uh-huh.
And to give them the number.
Uh-huh.
I get 7,000 Digicel card again in $1,000 sequence.
Uh-huh.
And $3,000 GTNT card.
Uh-huh.
And let me scratch them and give them the number.
Uh-huh.
And let me cut up this card them into pieces.
Right.
And in the background, you could know this is coming from the prison.
Okay.
This coming from the prison. If you hear the cussing and fighting,
Uh-huh.
I went to prison store.
Uh-huh.
I know what is it. These prisoners, them, they fill out numbers just like that, and get sometimes they get one right. And if you go and buy the card now and you enter in your phone, invalid.
So you didn't give them anything. Let me hear what you did to them.
No, well, I win, and then he said, when you enter into the competition, you go get 15,000 more US.
Wow, lots of money.
He said over 5 million, 3.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
I call my grandson, and my grandson take the phone and call them. And my grandson tell me, this is effing jail, man.
Mm-hmm.
And give me the code of what you are working. Because my grandson, let me tell you, he got all the subject and security.
Mm-hmm.
Call him for some kind of number. And he baffled and he cut off the phone.
You're smart. You're very smart.
If my
grandson
grandson
smart.
I would have been gone for it.
Oh, no, you gotta be careful with that. That's how they scam you, and it's local people here. They do all kind of thing.
And they want me to go to Mandripo, and the grandson tell he got a super bet right in Fowles, not too far from me. He said, no, you gotta go Mandripo.
All right, I hear you very clear, and I hope people are listening. If somebody call you on the phone and tell you win something, tell them come home by me and drop it with a taxi. Right.
They're supposed to call home.
Yeah, come home and drop it with a taxi, and in fact, we'll have a welcoming committee. They're waiting for you there.
This super bet thing, if I dare do it or me.
Thank you very much. No, it's not. No, it's a scam. It's a scam.
One thing more I want to tell you. Yesterday, when I tell you and talk to you about the chairman and
again, we got back to this thing?
No, somebody called. I mean, I agree with you. Say, so we got 3 sides.
Right.
But I like to have an interface. Because when I was a representative...
Well, we don't go there. I want to put that case to rest there. I don't want to go into that any further, with all due respect. Let me finish that matter.
Remember, I was robbed.
I understand that. That's a different issue.
All right. Let me say about this. Let me say about this $5 we're talking about. People might believe $5 no money. But you check 17,000.
All right, let me have you and I come see me sometime and we can have a conversation on that.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye. So thank you very much there to the folks down on the East Coast there. Got to be very serious. It is a very serious place. Very serious program. Yes, GWI, oh my God, they're too lawless. Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Leonard. I need a little assistance. I'm working at the Alpha Hotel for the past 2 years and months, and not one day a salary raise. We get $12,000 a week, and sometime when a washing machine not working, we have to wash with our hands. All of this through the coronavirus, and the boss even make us scrub bathrooms and cobweb at 1, 2 p.m. in the night. I want to know if that's right. Well, I can't tell you sometimes If things are rough, sometimes we have to do other jobs. It has to do with whether you want to do it, because you would have your job description there, and sometimes it is. But if you were asking about a raise, a company would or anybody would only give you raise if they could afford. But if you're working below the minimum wage, and I think we'd have to look at that. But if it is, you should ask the Labor Department if some of these things, whether you're bound to do it or so. But if you don't do it, they could say, man, they use all kind of things, and they eventually push you out of the system or make you lose a job. So you got to be very careful there. But I think you need some more ideas, maybe from the labor people, as to whether some of your rights are being affected there. Hi, Leonard. A pleasant good afternoon to you. I saw a press conference by Nigel Lewis in connection to the Henry Boys, where at one he was pointing to a rice field. It was younger and harvest first. Now, as an attorney, you should understand that with those statements, he's putting the families who own that rice field lives at risk. What he does not know is that some rice varieties harvest at 90 days, while some at 115 and 20 days. If Mr. Hughes wants to become famous, he's already, when he said 33. It's not a majority of 32. Thank you very much for that. Leonard, all praise Allah. So democracy is being redesigned. Democracy is fragile. Democracy is hard to manage. Democracy is not aristocracy. Let me see. Freedom is not free. Let us pray for the people, the Republic of Guyana. Let's focus on developing our country for the next generation. Let's see what's happening before our eyes with this election in America. Let us use this opportunity to fix our internal problems in Guyana so the next election will not end as a catastrophe. I tremble for my country, but I know one day we'll all be rejoicing. Thank you very much, dear Derek. As always, I'm a regular listener also, and this contributed to your program. We're not having a reception for the 99.5 FM. I'm living at Cotton Tree Region number 5. Could we find out why West Berbice is not getting any program in there? A reception from 99.5 is, I think, in that area. No, sometimes I don't get a 99.1 because you switch to 99.5 in that area there. Are we going to look at it? So thank you very much for sharing that with us. There was an accident already. So I'm living in Success Line Top. There's a big hole in the road. I've called the relevant authority there. Let me see. Success. I've called the relevant authority, sent pictures and email, but up to this day, nobody wants to look at after. So there's Success Line Top. Let me see, Line Top, yes. Big hole. Okay. Send that to them. Thank you very much. 226-7453. Do you have another caller in the line? Good afternoon, caller in the air. Go right ahead. Hello? Hello? Yes, caller, you're in the air. Go right ahead. I don't think they're ready. Yes. If you call and make sure that you're ready, because we'd have to. Okay. 62222. Keep sending those messages to us on 62222. Mr. Gildarie on fire today. Keep up the good work. Not sure if I'm watching a live Wake Up Guyana show. Good day to the folks overseas, wherever you are, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope that you're staying safe all across this beautiful land of ours. I did see some photographs this morning. Minibus drivers without their masks, passengers without their masks. What are you guys doing? If you're in a car, if you're in your home, make sure that you insist that you protect yourselves. Do not wear your mask under your chin or hanging around your ears on top of your head or whatever it is that you do. You have to make sure that you protect yourself. The right way is to put it over your nostrils. Make sure that you squeeze it in there so as little air could escape as possible. We have to do that. There's the only way that we could do this and we could beat this virus together. Good afternoon. I'd like to know if the rates and taxes for Region 10 has been reversed since October the 1st for leased land. I don't happen to have that information. Mr. Leonard, I would like you to expose these ship pilots that just go to Linden on Tuesday morning. One nearly killed me. People lose so many things that they speed the ship past and then they slow down not far from Linden. They could actually do that in the water. Isn't that dangerous? I'm not sure. Let me get some more details if you could text me. Hats off to you. So it had to be 10 like you, Guyana would be beautiful again. I listen to you every single day. This is the radio here. We are trying to give the people what they deserve. Thank you very much. Hi, 99.5 breakdown. Please put it on. Thank you very much. I think it is in Barbies, so we're receiving some calls. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead. Could you put your radio on? Take off your radio completely, please.
Hello?
Yes, you have your radio on. Okay, I'm getting a lot of noise. You're in the breeze or something?
No, there's nobody. Hello, I'm calling from Dairy.
Dairy, yes.
Yes, what I'd like to say is that, number one, PTL and Power and Guyana, I don't know what they're doing. You get a lot of load shedding and so in Dairy. And they're going on now for years and nothing has improved. And then Guyana, you don't get water. When you go home from work, you don't get water. You get water late in the night. And the water coming, it's not feasible.
Then
also, the road is flooded. All the roads are flooded.
This is in which area? Which area specifically?
I don't know what the NDCs are doing.
Which area is this?
I'm living in the street going in to Middle Dam. I know what they call it the name. They got a corner there and you could go straight into Middle Dam.
All right. Corner. So that's a whole dairy parfait area there.
Yeah, in dairy, yes. And then the water, you don't know what to do with the water. And you're paying your water bill and you don't get any water. You're paying your light bill and they're doing a lot of nonsense. And then the road is in a deplorable condition. I don't know what they're doing. The government promised so much. I like the government, but
well, I think it's 3 months. But at the end of the day, it doesn't stop us as people to raise those issues, right? Hello? We have to raise those issues.
They should do something more.
Yes, they have to do something more. All right.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that, sir.
Okay, have a blessed day.
You too. I want to say good day to all the folks down there at Dairy, at La Parfait Harmony, on the Neiman, and I think Westminster and all those places that make up the place that we know as Parfait Harmony, on the west bank of Demerara, along the canal area, all the canal people, all the Bell West people, all the Bellevue people. How is it? What's it that you're doing all the way to Sisters Village, Wales? Good Fortune here, Vreeden Hoop, all along the west coast. Perica, a good day to you. Esquibo Islands, Fort Island. Head across to the Esquibo Coast there. Want to say good day to the people on the Esquibo Coast. Region 2 in the Pomeroon area. What is it that you're doing there today? Region 1. All the regions in Guyana. In fact, we have wonderful people in this country. I hope that you're cooking. I think some of the best food, if you're looking at alternative food that we know it as people, you head to the hinterlands here. They would give you things like farine, so many things they could do. If you're a beef person, they cook beef in such a different way there. You head across. I hope that the Brazil border opens sometime or the other. But there's such wonderful food in Bonfire. So I think when people travel out of this country and go to different places, they don't know right within this country there's so much beautiful things that you could do here. We have a lot of good hinterland resorts that you could go to. We have Lake Mainstay right on the Essequibo coast there that you could visit as well. Big lake there, beautiful place. Not so expensive as thing. You just take a car. You could probably go with the big boat, and you could or either leave your car in Perica area there and just take a boat across, a speedboat, and you could go across, take a taxi, head into Lake Mainstay, stay a couple of nights, come back and pick up back your vehicle. So many things that we could do in this beautiful this country of ours. So it is 2267453. Do we have another caller online? Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Take off your radio, please. Yes, take off your radio, please.
Yeah, it's Gildarie.
Yes, it is.
I'm calling.
Yes, could you take off your radio? Your radio is feeding back into us here.
It take off.
Yes. All right, good. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, I called to find out when the southern border are going to be open.
A lot of people are asking that the government of Guyana, the last thing that they said, that they're talking to those people across there. Suriname is not too happy about opening the border now because they have a spike in the number of cases. So they've been talking to see some ways that they could open it. I am going to raise this issue again with the Prime Minister or so and see whether they've made any progress. But they're just saying the last thing that we heard is that they're talking.
Okay.
I'm going to keep you posted.
My daughter marry and live in Suriname.
Uh-huh.
She father goes in January to visit she. Go and work and left lockdown in Suriname and go and come back. Just to pension.
There is a consulate, I think, over there. I think there's an ambassador there. I think it is our consul general. I can't remember his name. But did he visit him and see maybe if there's some way that he could get over back here?
Yeah, since January, you come back. Your story get frustrated. You are come out.
No, of course. And that's strange because people come and backtrack over the Quarantine River, and I'm not sure. But I'm not saying for him to do that. But I'm going to raise this issue back again.
Here left like a night, the boat across the picture and nothing accident in the river. So
You don't want it?
she no want she part of travel so in the night.
Also, there is indeed a backtrack thing that's there. You hear it?
Yeah.
But I thank you very much. No. Don't take the chance. Don't take the chance. It has to be a controlled manner in which they do the tests and so on him. Because if he comes here, he could give you it too, if he gets it.
So it could be a problem about the pension book and pension for the money because in January that's a whole year.
All right, I'm going to raise this issue back again with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as well as the Prime Minister, who has jurisdiction over that, and let's see what they say.
Okay, Gildarie.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You
Have
too.
a blessed day.
You too, my dear. So there's a very sad story. It's a very frustrating thing. We would have known the cases of many Guyanese who were stranded abroad when the government announced that the borders were closed suddenly back in March, and that had to be taken. They just gave us about a 2 days notice, and then bam, people were stranded all over the world, within the islands, in the U.S., Canada, all over the place. Even Suriname now, you're hearing a story since January. A wife is without her husband, and the husband wants to come back because he's worried. So these are some of the stories that COVID-19 would have foisted on our people in Guyana. 2267453. Do you have another caller in line? Yes. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, caller. You're in the air.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with GP Hill. I pay my bill. I pay for my meter since August month, right? And they come, they do the measurement. The week after they come, they do measurement. But where these people taking come from is still from here. This is from the West Bank, Larry Street, right? They want to take the current from the oil where I have to pay for more wire.
Also,
it is more easier, and it have a pole right in front where my house is on the land. They're saying that I can't take current from there, and they got other people that are on the same line and getting current from there.
225-1471. 225-1471. That is GPL's PR department. I'm sending a lot of people to that department now because it looks as if people can't get to the other numbers. So call them, ask them for help, and ask them to look into the matter.
All right. Thanks very much.
You're welcome, my dear. Bye-bye. So in the meantime, it is just about 2:25, and we are going to head back to some messages. Let's see what our people are saying here. Let me see what the person says here. Do we have? Yes, good afternoon, Leonard. Please help us out. Since last year, we sell our paddy to Mr. Wazir Hussein, rice mill at Dry Shore and Hampton Court, Esquimalt, and on to now, no payment. Please help us. We're a very poor class of farmers. Do we know if any other persons have been affected? What I'm going to say to you, did you contact GRDB? What is happening here? Because GRDB, I'm going to tell you, under the new regulations, the Rice Board Act and so on, if you owe farmers more than a couple of months, you have to pay them interest. And in addition to that, there could be actions. The GRDB could withhold the miller's license from Mr. Wazir Mohammed and any other person who would be owing farmers for beyond a long time. They give you a certain amount of days I think you can't owe them more, maybe within a month or so thereabouts, or maybe 4 to 5 days, I think was the numbers. But if you're asking my opinion, based on the little that I know here, I think you should get on to GRDB and let them know. And if not, we'd have to take the stories. How many farmers are being owed by Mr. Wazir there? And for how long? And why is he not paying? Could we get some more details? But you can't do that. It's illegal for you to do that. In fact, somebody had complained, and this is for the farmers. Most of the millers back in his days, because of they don't want to go to the banks or so, they basically use the farmers to finance their operation. And what does that mean? They would take the farmers' rice or paddy, they would mill it, and then they ship it out to wherever it is. When the money come back, they give the farmers part or something like that. They don't go to the bank, they don't take an overdraft, or they don't take a loan to pay off the farmers. So at the end of the day, it's the farmers, the poor farmers, who are left holding the bag. I hope we understand each other. I think GRDB stepped in and said, look, we're going to give you some X amount of time in which to make it law now. If you owe beyond that time there, we could take away your license. Has GRDB been stepping down and ensuring that happened? We don't know. But it looks as if payments to rice farmers seems to be an issue that is stepping back into the fore. Why are we allowing it to happen? I'm not sure. But this is something that needs to be looked into. Please call GRDB and ask them to look into it. If GRDB does not look into it, we need to know here in the newspaper. We're going to pick it up and have it published because we need to protect our people. That cannot continue to happen. Good afternoon. I'm living in Diamond Grove area. The road that I'm living in is very, very terrible state. Thank you. Lots of pool. You need to tell me, because you didn't say which road it is. You need to tell me. Friday. Would the grade 6 children still have to put the names on the exam papers, or we revert back to the put in numbers for the identification as we did before 2016? I'm not sure. As we go forward, I think as of now, it's just the numbers. You don't put any names onto these things here. I am going to raise this matter as we bring on these other people. As CXC comes out, we're going to tell you a little more about that. Somebody talk about BV as well. Yes, somebody raised the issue with BV. I did send it to the minister that there's no water there. Let's see how that goes. Could you highlight or put in the newspaper? Okay. Please send a report to Dr. Courtney Ben to follow up on this thing. No payment for 6 months. Did you gentlemen or ladies get on to the Labor Department to find out why they're not getting paid for 6 months now? How many staffers are affected? You need to tell me a little more about this. In the meantime, 2267453. Do we have another caller in line? Good afternoon, caller on the air. Go right ahead.
Go ahead. Good afternoon, Gildarie.
Yes.
Me again with me water in Grove. Up to now, me and give me water.
And what GPL is saying? GWI is saying?
Just coming, and nobody in comment until now. Up to now, me and give me water.
All right. Here, what you gonna do? You're gonna call me after the show here, downstairs in the office. Let me get your number, and let me pass it over to GWI there, to the PR people.
Yeah. Two.
Oh, you want to give it to me now? Give me quickly.
266 1276 Renton, Eloy.
All right, I'm going to send it to them. All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
God bless. So until then. So it is a very beautiful day. I think we put on the AC and it's very cold. I see the operator is shivering. And the reason that he's shivering, because he's promised to cook something and he has not cooked it as yet. And it's end of another week. I'll be looking forward for lamb next week. You're right. He says biryani, lamb biryani. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. So we look forward to that. So it's 2267453. Want you to call that number right away. How are you guys doing? Do we have a caller 9? Yes. Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Off of the radio, please. Could you take off the radio?
Okay.
Thank you.
Gildarie? Yeah. I'm a pensioner, right?
Yeah, you got to take off your radio. Just take off your radio for me right away.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm a pensioner. I'm getting clinic at the Forest Health Center.
You getting clinic?
I got clinic at the Forest Health Center. When I went there yesterday...
Which health center?
Winter Forest Health Center.
Oh, Windsor Forest, yes.
Then I got not one. they got the blockage of blood circulation, right?
Uh-huh.
And the last time they give me tablet. Now when we go yesterday, come here for tablet, they give me Bico and put it aspirin. Then I got a tablet for the diabetes and other things.
What is normally given for the diabetes?
Well, normally they give me farming, they give me the last two time they give me non-farming.
The metformin. I think they got some issues with metformin too. All right, and so what you're basically complaining there about is that you're not getting your tablets.
The tablet here, they tell me I'm there to do heart test. 2 times I do. Now they send me a blockage from my heart. They give me tablets for the blockage. Right? Well, now when we go yesterday to the clinic, then I got tablets. So what wrong with me? We go pass away or something?
Well, a lot of people complain in Saudi hospital, and which is where wanted. I send these messages to the ministry, and they've ordered, they've made a big order for drugs and things like that, because whatever it was happening, drugs was not being ordered for a very long time, and so most of these places run out. They just now recently gone and they put out a big order for it. I think $3 billion worth in drugs.
You know, but like how me I got good heart circulation, blood circulation. They're supposed to give me some or whatever.
But I know if they didn't get it, I'm not sure where they can get it from. But yes, I hear you. This is a very serious situation.
Yeah, you see, the doctor tell me, you can get blocked at anything because the blood circulation also good.
But can't you get something alternative to that you could use? Maybe some family or so you can't afford it.
No, nobody can help me nothing.
All right, I hear you.
My brother there abroad, and he just passed away, and nobody else can help me nothing.
Oh my!
Especially with the blood circulation. You understand?
Oh, yes. I hear what you say.
You can get blackout at any time if they, bring up a tablet.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. I'm going to continue to raise these issues. I would send it to the normal people, but their hands are tied too. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, but the Virus Health Center, right?
Yes, I made a note of it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So you tune into the Wake Up Guyana show here on Kaieteur Radio. We're coming to you live from our Sapon Street studio here in Le Penitence, and we are going to be taking a break. When we're back, we're going to open the lines again for more calls, and of course, continue to send those messages to 6222222. You could send it by WhatsApp or normal SMS. We will be back with you shortly.
I'm Vindhyavasini Prasad, Minister of Human Services and Social Security. I'm a passionate believer in creating opportunities for the vulnerable and persons who are in dire need of providing for their families. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security has been inundated with requests from people for jobs, help, and support. I know COVID-19 has made your lives difficult and you're struggling to make ends meet. We want to help. If you know how to sew, you can earn from every mask that you make and package. All you need is a sewing machine and fabric. Join the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security's Garment and Accessories Cottage Initiative and make thousands of masks to supply various entities. Simply fill out an application which is available on our ministry's website, or uplift an application from any of the ministries or Regional Democratic Council offices countrywide. For more information, contact Himwanti Lagan on 672-1653 or via email hlagan136@gmail.com.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the Wake Up Guyana show here on Kaieteur Radio. And of course, if you're in Berbice, we understand there's some issues there. I'm not sure if it's a low voltage or the no power up in Berbice there, but we've been knocked off the grid there. I think the boys are working hard to get us back in line at our tower up there in Berbice. We apologize for that. In the meantime, you can get us right now on 99.1 in Esquibo and Demerara, and on Facebook. You could also get us on Kaieteur Radio, on YouTube, Kaieteur Radio live stream. I want to say good day to the folks down in the United States of America who are all watching. Our people are watching very closely that elections there. The latest that we would have had is that the CNN and the other news are reporting that Joe Biden, is inching closer to that 270 number in which they would get a seat that would clinch the presidency of the United States. Of course, many people are tuned in to us also who would have been backing Trump. So bad news for them there. So as we go forward, we will continue to bring you through Kaieteur newspaper the developments with the news in America with regards to that election. But I think we headed into the weekend, and that will continue. 226-7453. Do we have a caller on the line? Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead. All right. So we missed that. Let's see what we have here in the kitty jar. Yes. The people will not care because they cannot fold a few. Dollars in somebody else's hands, and it is business as usual. Our witnesses personally over the many years and been around the business people. Cash has kept a junk drive out of here after killing a woman. Then the parents give the poor family a little money, and that was the end of it. So I think the people are complaining there about the passage of cash. Good night, sir. I think somebody, let me see why they say good night. No, that's it. Okay. Mr. Leonard, when these ships meet not too far from Linden, they slow down right down to idle speed, so nobody knows what's happened before people does report to the authority in Linden. But no one takes any action. Many times people sink and lose everything. I think it's the harbor master need to look into this matter. These ships travel at a speed that I think if a minibus and a ship leave Linden, Georgetown together, they might reach Linden together. That's how fast they drive. Plenty people lose things, but that's no one to turn to. I'm going to raise this issue here with Juan Edgel, who happens to be the Minister of Public Works. I'm going to send this to him today, and let us see what he says. So all the way from Linden, if you're joining us, I want to say good day to you folks. Good day, sir. The Port Morant market is very big on Friday and Saturday. Nobody wear masks. Sellers leave all the stalls in the market and selling on the road top, and the traffic is so very busy. Yes, I was there at the Port Morant market a couple of weeks back, and it was very, very busy. They had a lot of people all over the place. I thought I did see a lot of police people, so I'm not sure why people would want to continue to put themselves out on the line and not protect themselves with a wearing of it. If you can't afford a mask, tear something or take a t-shirt, wrap it around. You need to put something that's going to give you that level of protection there. Good afternoon to you and everyone at 99.1 FM. I have a problem at St. Cuthbert's Mission, Pakuri Villages. Anyways, rumors has it that in St. Cuthbert's Village, if you're going to receive the $25,000, you have to be tested and to be hand sanitized. And if individual's nose isn't bleeding, you can't receive $25,000. So I understand that everyone has to be sanitized and tested. Yes, to keep yourself safe. But if somebody nose is not bleeding, if they get their money, isn't that what everybody has to go through before they receive the $25,000? This is absolute madness. I'm not sure if you are asking or if this is a joke. This is something that's very, very wrong. St. Cuthbert Village, what is happening up here? This cannot be a requirement that you make the people. When you say testing, who's testing? Everybody's testing there. Is it a free something? How long do you wait? I mean, I don't understand. This is not a requirement. The president says every household, $25,000. That's what it is. So if St. Cuthbert's Mission is doing this, totally wrong. We need to have a number for the Tushao or whoever's in charge there, so we could be able to raise this matter. I'm going to raise this matter here, of course, with one of the government advisors, Lennox Schumann, and see whether he could get on. I think he has some kind of, let me see what it say here. Okay, this is a thing. Let me see, kind of drunk drive. Okay, do we have another caller online? Good afternoon. No, we don't happen to have another callers yet. It's the Wake Up Guyana show here on Kaieteur Radio. Let me see some other messages. Okay. Hi, Leonard. I heard the government said they will do so much for the sugar workers at Wales. Well, we're still waiting someone to have a meeting with us to hear the plans and what help they can give. I presume this person here is all the way in Wales on the west bank of Demerara, and the people are waiting on the government to come. If I so rightly remember, there was special crossings in the past to allow Guyanese stock in Suriname to return home. Why did the lady husband that's stuck in Suriname since January could not come on one of those crossings? Was he sleeping? Well, I'm not sure what happened. What the lady is saying that he's stuck over there. Do we happen to have a thing? No, we don't have the other messages that we have. Yes, we do. We have a caller online. Good afternoon, caller in the air. Go right ahead.
Hi, Gildarie.
Yes, it is.
Here now. Wednesday, right? Not me, it's my neighbor. She's 83 years old. She went Melanie for collection OLAs and NIS.
She went where?
Melanie Post Office.
Melanie Post Office, yes.
And she'd go for collection OLAs and she pension. Then the NIS and the pension. And then gave she the NIS and she then don't have more money. So they gave her back the book, and you know what they did? They tear after they paid, and yesterday now when she go back, when she opened the book, there is no page.
When she raised it with them that she was in there, what they said?
She said the girl didn't come, but give she the money.
How much money they involved with there?
20,500. That is the old age.
The matter needs to be raised with the Ministry of Human Services. That seems to be fraud. Did they raise the matter with the post office, the postmistress or the postmaster?
No, they went back yesterday and they talked to the girl what they in there. And she said that how the girl would take the money, but take the people, and the lady didn't come.
Uh-huh.
And she's 83 years, she got one eye and she barely can walk.
No, that's absolutely thing. I want you to keep me posted what's happening, how the story develops. So what did they say, that she'd have to go back when?
They not say nothing, they say she must get the money.
I don't know, because if the page is missing, and I think that seems to be a matter that needs to be investigated.
And here now, not she alone, the man who take her, the driver, was there, but she not checked the book.
Well, tell them, somebody needs to tell them, you have any relations to this person?
Next door neighbor.
And does she have any other family or anything?
Yes, she got family, but she got her niece live.
That is fraud, that's stealing. So what you need to do, they need to make a official complaint to the post office there. If the post office doesn't do it, they do it in Georgetown. I understand it's a lot of things, but the family need to move on it and let the police involved in this.
Okay.
That's a very serious matter, because what you're doing is actually robbing.
Robbing an old lady.
No. And in front of your face, so that's wrong. So they need to act on it right away.
And you know, the ladies can walk and go no.
No, but you see,
she have to move a taxi.
Right, and it is a cost. But not only that, when you do that, just thinking about it, I'm getting upset with it. Let them go right ahead. Let them go right ahead. Get in contact with the post office. Tell them that you want to file an official complaint. The family has to do that. Behave bad. When they finish, they have to, if that doesn't think, the Ministry of Human Services, somebody need to get on to them, make a complaint. And then the police have to be drawn into that. That's fraud. Big time fraud. And it may not even be fraud. It might just be, it's stealing. It's stealing. It's stealing. All right. Let me know how that goes.
And next thing, in Annandale West, we ain't getting no water.
Annandale now?
West.
Annandale West. Let me see.
Yes,
Annandale.
no water. Sunday whole day we ain't get water. Sunday night we get a little. And since then, Monday morning, no water.
What is happening here? Because I'm gonna have to get Sheikh Bash onto this program and let him start
to the little rain, we survive.
That was a lot of rain. That wasn't a little rain. A lot of rain. All right, Mama. Thank you very much.
Okay, you take care, Eve.
Bye-bye. So I want to say good day to the folks down on the east coast of Demerara. That is madness when you're in front of your eyes and it's an allegation. So if something like that happened, it needs to be investigated. You cannot sit on it. Every day that go by is another one. And so it might not get anywhere. The man did tell us about something that his money in his Superbet account was taken and the police are pushing him around. And so we have to get on top of that. Can't sit on these things for too long. So let me see. Let me go back. Enjoying, no, not that one there. Let me see. Do we have another caller here? Yes. Hi, Gildarie. Good afternoon. I've been listening to your program for quite some time. I've heard some people complaining about the Atlantic Internet service. Yes. I'm using the service. I called plenty times. I even went to the office to find out what is going on with the poor service they're offering. And they keep on saying the same thing. I have not been getting any internet since last weekend, and I have online classes. I know the service is poor, taking advantage of the people. The companies which shut down or the PUC need to get their act together. I think I'm going to have to raise this matter. Let me write it down. Who's in charge with these private companies here? Atlantic, I think, and that happens to be my friend too, but you got Atlantic Cable Company, I think it is. I'm going to raise this matter here with the Competition and Competitive Commission here. Thank you very much. Do we have a caller online? Good afternoon, caller. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Leonard, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
That lady was calling about the old age pension. I think they should get the girl or the man who do that and lock them up because there's regular things people doing. One time guy would do me that.
How they do that to you?
Hmm?
How they do that? Let me hear.
I had a paper. They sent a paper to me that do not pay, right? And I didn't check the paper too properly, the bill. And when I got guy was reading who pay, right? You know you have to wait on your time and go, right? So I go into the room. An Indian girl did that to me. When I do catch myself and I come home, I gave her $4,000 and she tear the paper, and that is when I get wrong about when I check it. She tear the paper. So these things that people doing, I think the ministers and put their foot on it because it's nonsense. And again, I think the president should close down the company. Close it down. You have a right because they can't keep doing with that. You understand? Close it down. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Close the company down and done with them. Then can't get and we can't get. You know?
Yeah, until it meets somewhere. Let's see what happens. Thank you very much for that, ma'am.
Good.
All right, so we have like about 12 minutes more to go on the Wake Up Guyana show. It's Friday, October the 6th. Sorry, why am I saying October? Are we in October? I can't believe that we're in November. It's November the 6th, rather. And the days are flying. It's going to be at the end of November. In a very short while, we're going to be hitting. I have not heard one Christmas song. Have you guys been playing Christmas songs? No, he says no. It's unbelievable. Are we going to celebrate Christmas? I'm not sure. Do we have anything to celebrate? It's going to be such a hard time for a lot of people. It's going to be very, very dark Christmas for a lot of people because of jobs, because of the pandemic and everything. You know what? As I say, every day is Christmas. We should live life. We should live life as much as possible. Let's endeavor to ensure that next year we don't have a repeat of this year here, that we demand more, we push ourselves more, we insist that it's not going to happen again. It's simple as that. 226-7453. Do we have a caller in the air? Yes, good afternoon, caller. You're in the air. Go right ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, Kaieteur Radio.
Yes, it is.
Can I speak to Mr. Gildarie?
Speaking, and you are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Gildarie.
Good afternoon,
I'm calling
sir.
from Good Hope Phase 3.
Good Hope Phase 3, yes.
On the East Coast.
Uh-huh.
We have a new scheme there where there's squatters now coming there. Squatting. These people in Boston, the GWI pipeline to take water. The thief in the corner needed on the post with those wires. Because 10 house of them.
How long did it that?
The wire bridge, the whole neighborhood about to get blackout.
Yes, because it would feed back. How long does that squatting there?
They start in about 3 months now.
And the CHMP doesn't know?
If
CHMP knows about this?
Yeah, we entered them. They say we gotta try with that.
They tell you gotta try with that?
We gotta try with that. Because even recently CHMPA came in there to survey land. We stopped the truck as well. They pick up the people inside. We tell them what then. They said they're not concerned. They got a different department for that. They don't care about that. And when we start, and these people have playing music loud, smoking once and dope and stuff like that in there. When you talk to them, they're threatening us.
I'm going to raise this matter here with the ministers them and let them see, because they've been talking about they had the issue down with Success there the other day, and you know what came out of that. And so here you have Good Hope as well.
Good Hope faces, plus somebody too tired that the big ones them send them to do what? One of them even put up a concrete house there.
Uh-huh. Thank you very much for that, sir.
Thank you, Gildarie. Good afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye. So it is moving on to program time, and so let us see what is happening. Get a couple of messages in here very quickly. Hi Gildarie, you're doing a good job. I think we should be protesting for oil money, bro, and on the street to protest for oil money. I think Glenn is. Let me inform you that Mr. Glenn Lal has informed me and informed the staffers. If he's listening, I want to tell you, sir, that I have not gotten any authority to tell the people, but I will. I believe that you would not be very upset over that. He's indicated that he's going to be headed into radio, which we've been talking about for a little while, and he is going to be with his own show in a very short while. Could happen as early as Sunday. He wants to advertise it, and he's going to be talking. And when you're talking about oil and so, he wants to take charge of that and tell the people in Guyana what exactly it means. And as a businessman, when you hear he doesn't talk big language with regards to oil. What he talks is a normal thing. He brings it down to the layman's language so you can understand what it really means, that what you're missing out from. So I'd be very happy to hear, or I'd be looking forward to hearing him on the radio talking about these things, because he has a good way. He has a method in which he put it on in simple language, and you're going to understand what it means, different things. It's such a big thing, this oil industry and this oil sector. So many things you have to talk about, and so many ways in which the people continue to be shafted. So 2267453. Do we have a caller? Yes. No, we don't have a caller right now, but we could read. Let me see. Somebody is complaining about Loziknan having no water. We'll have to go protest for the oil money. Look at Dubai and the rest of the world. Do we? Yes, we don't happen to. Yes, we. Hi, good afternoon. I'm living in Diamond Grove already. Street living in a terrible state. Lots of pool. The street name is Rambo Avenue in Diamond Air. Thank you very much. Rambo Avenue in Diamond Air. The people complaining about the state and the pool of water and the state of the street there. Is this in the middle section? Is this in the before 6th Avenue? Where is it? We got to be very clear, a little more clear. Is it in the? You said it's in the Diamond area. Do we happen to have another caller in the area quickly? Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air. Go right ahead.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I want to speak to Gildarie.
Yes, you're speaking to him, but before you speak to him, could you lower your volume on your radio, please?
Yes, man.
Yes, lower the volume on your radio.
Yes, Mr. Gildarie. Good day.
Good day, sir.
Yes. You know, I went to Highway yesterday morning.
Uh-huh.
But it's on my old age in the water.
Uh-huh.
And I go, they tell me that this thing not passed yet. So me say my paper the 1st of October.
Yes.
But me see a paper the come with the news too. If the gentleman tell me, I can't send Negro or whatever it is. The gentleman tell me, he said that pay up for your home, and then you will come back with your pension book. He said, what make my ID card here? If you can calculate, about 1955, the 8th of May, calculate on the past 65 already gone 66. Then you're having your old pension book.
Uh-huh.
You listen what I tell you?
Yes, yes. So you can bring your old age pension book now?
Yeah, you have to work with the pension book now. So when you work with the ID card, what do then?
So I don't understand why they would have done that. I'm trying to pull it up here because they did issue a statement, the GRA. And you know what? Let me see if I when you come off here, removal, let me see what they're saying here. The electricity and water, the removal of the VAT is effective April the 1st. But what you're talking about there is basically the pensioners and how they would be benefited is October the 1st, right?
Right.
I'm going to get...
On meter thing. Yeah, on meter. But the meter one is different with some cubic feet and that kind of thing. For me, bypass that because I'm not in that category.
What do you mean in that category? What do you mean by that?
No, with the meter.
You don't have a meter?
Let me say, on meter one, you're not going to pay VAT at all.
All right, I'm going to try to get some more clarification on that. I'm going to ask Sheikh Bash. I've been asking them, be a little busy. Let's see whether they come on, and we're going to take it from there.
Confirm it. Why you got to work with your pension book and you get your ID card there? The ID card will calculate your age.
Maybe they need something else, but sometimes, yes, you're right. You're right. It's too much of pressure down on the pensioners and so on. But I guess in the past they would have had a reason why they did that. But I'm going to ask them and see that this should not be. This should not be.
Next week you tell me now if the thing passes October the 1st, and we got to pay for October till when it come out. Instead of they need the system here. So me got to pay now for October wherever it come out. But you still live for 40 years. That's just a make joke of the 40 years. So here tell me now, here tell us 4th October, you're not going to pay. But here say now, the thing that is in the system, but you still got to pay and force to wherever when you gain the system.
All right.
So how you would tell me you got your 1st October, then you will think. Something wrong with the thing.
It got to be that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing, because it's very clear with what they would have what the authorities would have said. I'm going to try to get some clarifications on this.
Yeah, but people find not me alone. The thing happened with
No. It seems as if I don't understand why there should be confusion. It's a very clear policy. I don't understand. All right, I'm going to have a look into it.
Let's say the 4th October. Maybe we can't see whether they might differ this thing now.
Yes, I agree with you. With you. Thank you very much, sir. Until. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody who would have been tuned into the Wake Up Guyana show over the last 1 hour, 50 minutes thereabout. And it's come down to program time. If you've missed the show here, you could get us back on Facebook, on Kaieteur Radio on Facebook, or Kaieteur Radio live stream on YouTube. We would have been coming to you live on 99.1. I understand there's some issues, power problems down in Berbice, and so our 99.5 seems to be down. We're working hard, assiduously to get it up and running. Know how much it means to you. We are going to be back here as normal Monday, same place, same time, so we could bring you your favorite show, the Wake Up Guyana show, as we try to improve it, take it to the next level. And I hope that we've been able to uplift your lives today. And as normal, it's always been a pleasure wherever you're joining us from. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant rest of the day.
Sponsored by Dex Soap. 1. Practice social distancing. 2. Wear your mask when leaving the house. 3. Wash your hands regularly for 20 seconds using our Dex Soap. 4. Cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue or flex elbow when you cough or sneeze. Choose Dex Soap for that extra cleanliness. Dex Soap is affordable and available nationwide.